What is going on, everybody? Hope you're all enjoying your Thursday. Bobby Fi here. It's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA. Going to have to late swap some stuff in a bit just to see when we get the starting lineups out. So kind of weird to try and do both at once. And we'll do this show for at least 25 minutes or so. But I'm going to have to go and update my NBA stuff in a little bit. I'm just double checking to see if anybody else. Marcus Smart just got rolled out. There's a lot of stuff going on in the NBA, so I'm going to have to keep editing over there. Anyway. I'm rebuilding right now to see, we'll see where I'm ending up. I did put my own little ownership on some of the guys I wanted to be overweight on. I'm using Sheets' projections. I would encourage people. It's a great way to get different than other SaberSim users using Sheets projections again, it's a little harder in NBA because the updating and everything is too much to get done right away. But in NFL, we sort of have an idea of really where things are at. So I feel pretty good about Sheets' projections. I am using the SaberSim, SaberSim ownership, but I'm using Sheets' projections. Sometimes I do Sheets' projections with Goldie's ownership. Sometimes I do Sheets' projections with Sheets' ownership. Sometimes I do Goldie's projections with Sheets' ownership. Tonight I am going with the SaberSim ownership, and the Sheets' projections is where I'm at right now. So we'll see what's going on in a little bit. For what it's worth in this game, I did post this earlier, but I like the Chargers minus the 2.5. I think they bounced back after a rough game on Sunday. And at the same time, though, I like Bo Nix more than I like Justin Herbert. I like Estime as a sort of contrarian play, off of Williams. I think he might even get more of a role. I like Vidal over Edwards, and let's just see where my ownership ends up. And I'm going to probably manually have to adjust that. Thanks, Joanne. Good luck to you as well. Good to see you, D-Pope. Give us the like, guys. We do these videos for free, and we really need to get the likes up. So every time you pop on in here, if you don't mind giving us the like, we really, really appreciate it because we want to keep doing these for free, and it's the only way we can keep doing that. So Depop's only play on FanDuel. I'll get to FanDuel in a minute. We'll see my exposures over there. I'm going to rerun some things. I do encourage everybody, like I said, to try to use these projection sets that we offer because it is a good way to get different even within the SaberSim builder. And Sheets' projections have been unbelievable, as have Goldie's. So I would encourage you guys to check those out. I'm just running, as you can see, it's a little confusing because I did set a lot of little things. You can see that I capped my max ownership. Just want to try and do anything I can to get a little different on these showdowns, and I did go down to 42 as the minimum, not 45. I even considered going all the way down to 40. It's that kind of a game on Thursdays. I think it's okay to do that, but I'm sticking with 42 for right now. I don't mind leaving thousands on the table because I think there's a lot of speculative plays that could get there tonight. Marvin Mims, I like better than Troy Franklin. Vele as a pivot off of Sutton. I like, you've got Johnston and Palmer, both interesting pivots off of McConkey. And Hayden Hurst is active, but I still do like Stone Smart. So that's sort of just a rough outlook of what I like tonight. Let's see, MJ. I hope so, man. I hope we can get the Towns, and for me, Towns and Randall are my two big contrarian plays, and it actually worked out with the value opening up at a lot of the guard positions because I think other people are going to use center options. Anyway, we'll talk about NFL in a minute, but I'm going to finish running this. And then again, I'm going to probably get out of here around 7:20 Eastern, maybe 7:22, just because I do think it's important to get my NBA, give myself my best chance in the NBA. I'm going to up this a little bit so it doesn't confuse everything too much. Still don't want to play Herbert too much as a captain. I don't want to play. I don't mind Bo Nix, but I don't love Herbert as a captain quite as much. All right, Rick, great to hear. Glad you're going to be joining us. Really excited about that. Good to see you, Rick. Both Ricks, Rick Myers, Rick Gill, both in there. Good to see everybody in here. But we'll finish running this build and then sort of see where I ended up. I did put a lot of little accents on things I want and capped some exposures, especially in the flex. I'm not going to be playing many lineups without Bo Nix tonight. And like I said, I like Bo Nix a little bit better than I like Herbert tonight. If I'm playing Herbert, I'm probably playing at least two receivers. You can include Vidal as one of them, but that is what I'm doing anyway. So we're going to run this. We're going to run the Sims and then see where we're at as of right now. Favorite FanDuel captains for a 20 max when I get over there. I'll jump over there in a second. Let me just finish running the DraftKings, but I'll get over there deep open in just a minute. Also, guys, we have some great packages offerings right now. I would encourage everybody to check them out. It's a busy time of year for us, and we got a lot of stuff coming up. We're adding to the roster. We got some great guys joining us, so we're excited about that, and it's going to be a really fun new year for us. I'm going to be gone for 10 days starting the 26th for my Christmas vacation through the 6th. But then we're back and rolling again, and we're gonna make a lot of money before then because we got Saturday NFL, Sunday NFL. I'll have another NBA slate tomorrow, obviously, and I'm looking forward to all the stuff. So yeah, Bo Nix is getting. I think that once I run my sims, it's probably going to have Sutton as the captain that it wants to give me the most. I like the idea of getting a little different, and you could see I'm forcing some Mims in, forcing some Palmer in. I might make this a little bit lower on Palmer. Let's just do that. I'm trying to get some Estime in, even though it's small ownership, only 5%. It's still. I just want to try and get a little bit different in some spots, and you can see they love the Sutton today. So what happens if I try to cap Sutton at 25? Let's see what we get from that. If we cap Sutton at 25, we're going to get more Quentin Johnston. I don't mind that idea actually at all. Let's just make sure we don't lose them. And we'll see what happens when we run the sims here after. It's not that I don't like Sutton. I just don't want to play the chalk on a slate that I feel like has some variance to it, even though if you asked me who's the best play for captain, I probably would say Sutton or Nix. I don't think that I have to have more than a quarter of my lineups. A quarter is probably, you can see they just love them. The Sims love them, but you can see I'm getting different in plenty of other spots. So what happens with my Sutton lineups? I wonder in the flex, you can see I'm way over on, maybe not way over, but over on Bo Nix. Not as invested into Herbert, but you're still gonna end up with a bunch of them anyway. And then Sutton, I actually think it's a reasonable number. Let's see what we got here. I just ran the sims again. So yeah, it's giving Quentin Johnston as an interesting pivot. I like the Denver guys a little bit more, but to combine them for all this, I just think it makes some sense. Even though I like the Chargers in the game, I do think it makes sense to get them. And I wanted to also make sure I had at least one of the Chargers defense, at least one with the Broncos defense, at least one with Vidal. Although this has gotten, actually, I like Vidal a little better than this. I'm going to go a little higher on Vidal. Let's apply and let's see where that leaves us. And then we'll rerun the sims again. But yeah, I think that this is, again, it's a little spread out of captain, but it's a night where I think being spread out is actually beneficial. And that's just what I want to do anyway. And as you can see in the flex, you'll probably see in a minute, I'm overweight on the kickers. I'm overweight Estime pretty big. I'm overweight the defenses. Am I overweight the defenses? I'm overweight the Chargers. I put a minimum of 20 there. And the Broncos, I put a minimum of 10. Yeah, I think those are all reasonable numbers that I feel pretty good about being overweight on. So I kind of like this. I'm going to run the sims one more time. Why is Eric Tomlinson showing up so much? I don't know that I really want to do that. So let's cap this at like 15. That just feels like that we don't need to do that. And then let's redo it and run the sims again. I don't see how we're starving for that much value. And if we are, why maybe leaving that extra couple hundred on the table does not make sense. I don't know. I got to rethink that one a little bit. All right. Broncos or Chargers? I'm on the Chargers tonight personally. Playing both kickers. Love it, Joanne. Think it's a great idea. I don't love the Sheed play unless he starts. MJ, I'm fine with it, but I did try to manually get less of it. But if Sheed is starting over there, that would be different. I just don't think he's going to. And I think it's just a high risk play that you don't need as much with the other value that's opened up in the NBA. All right. So we're going to go here. We're going to run the sims. This is the flex. And then we'll see where it leaves us. It's no matter what. My one chalky one is going to be the Sutton. I think I'm still going to end up with less of the McConkey than currently being given to me right now. I just don't want to play the massive chalk. I just feel this game can go a lot of different directions. Let's do this. Bo Nix. I actually do like Bo Nix as a captain option. The problem is that I'm committing 31% of my stacks to the chalky plays, actually 38%. That doesn't feel great to me because I want to get a little bit different on this slate. So I'm trying to decide who I want to bump up. I think that the one that I feel, look, I'm going for it in the lottery. I think it's okay to try and take some shots. You're trying to beat a million people. Maybe the Marvin Mims comes back and does it again for another showdown win. Let's see if we can get that. Raptors will start Barnes, Walter, Dick, Agbaji, Magbo. Yeah, so look, you can play the Sheed thing. I just don't think it's as necessary as maybe it was seeming like it was before. I'll jump back over to NBA if we need to in a minute, but just want to finish running this thing. And I just don't want to have all of. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit more spread out. I really like spreading out tonight. I like getting well overweight on some of these plays that I like. The estimate nobody's going to play, even only having them 2 lineups. Still, yeah, you might be running the other stuff, but I've got weird settings in here. And let's go to the flex again. I do think the kickers are extreme and defenses are extremely valuable tonight. That's my biggest take. That I think we should actually maybe go even a little bit higher on them. Yeah, you can see I've got 44% kicker. That's a lot more than I usually have with the kicker. 24% Lutz. And then the defenses, where are we at? Broncos at 12%. Make that a little bit higher. And the Chargers, where's the Chargers defense? Oh, I've got them at 34%. Okay, let's apply that. And we'll run the Sims one more time. And then I'm probably going to have to get out of here in just a few minutes to try and fix my NBA stuff. Yeah, I think that makes sense, Pope. That's exactly what I have. Yeah, I'm with everything you just said, Pope, D Pope. I'm with you. No, you're all good, MJ. I appreciate it. Your prediction, you like Denver. I like Chargers, but look, you're talking about probably a field goal game either way. And did I finally get a little bit less of the Sutton? Yes. Okay, now I'm a little more spread out. This feels better to me. This is more the type of thing I want to. Now I'm going to go hand edit my big buy-in, but for right now, let's save this. And then we'll talk about FanDuel, and then we'll get out of here so we can edit the NBA lineups. All right. We're going to go to 19, and we're going to go to Chargers 1, 413. That's the right one. And there we go. Updated, and I'm going to manually build my 333, which may actually be Sutton. It currently is Sutton. I don't understand why this Tomlin's thing is showing up so much. So before I'm just going to do this for right now. But I'm going to end up changing it probably. All right. So let's talk about FanDuel. I think it's a reasonable slate to get, you're not going to get way off the board with your MVP, but I'm getting to a ton of the Chargers D. Forget the ownerships because they all get scrambled. They're showing the overall ownerships, not the ownership for captains. It's just the way that it is. We've got to get used to it. And we're going to run this. Let's rebuild it with any of the new stuff and make sure I have my projection. Where's my projection? Okay, let's put my projection as we're going to use. You know what? Let's have some fun. Let's use Goldie's. No, let's use Sheets. Let's use Sheets for this, and then we're going to rebuild and see where it leaves us. But yeah, I'm expecting kind of a little bit of an ugly game. And look, we've seen some great Thursday night games this year. But in general, running backs, tight ends, kickers, and defenses. That's my sort of saying. Just get overweight all those, and you'll have a better chance on the Thursday games. You just see some real funky games. Paid off huge. I didn't win the big one, but I tattooed that Rams and Niners game. I had the Rams covering, I had the Rams winning, and I had the under, and I had the kickers and the defenses all over the place, but didn't quite pull out the W. So hopefully we can do a little better tonight. I'll give you an idea of where I'm at though right after this. Why don't they do what they do with the NBA for the showdowns for NFL on FanDuel? For one, you can add a position. That should be a given. But why don't you have like a star spot and like MVP, star, and pro, whatever? Like have a little accent so you can pick your 3 favorites and get a little unique with those. I just hate running into it. I just chopped the FanDuel for basketball on Tuesday, the big showdown slate. And it's frustrating because you're tying with thousands of people. It's really hard to outright win these FanDuel showdown ones, especially in the lottery. It's like almost impossible. Why not make it a little bit more fun? I wish they gave us that option, and they really haven't. So kind of frustrated with FanDuel that they don't do that. All right, you can see it's getting all the Herbert. I'm just going to go ahead and lower it. I'm not going to be doing that. I'll have, let's not do that. One maximum will be 1.5. I don't want to just play a chalky captain, so I'm going to try to get different a little bit. Still going to end up with somewhat chalky-ish stuff on FanDuel because it makes more sense to on FanDuel. Maybe the Vidal a little bit higher even because I don't think people are going to play him as captain. Why can't he be the highest scoring player on the slate? In fact, even Gus Edwards, why can't we do that? And then why can't we do Estime? Estime feels a little too thin maybe. You can see Sutton being the most popular MVP. Herbert, Knicks. I'd rather get more Knicks than Herbert personally. And I would rather find a contrarian receiver, maybe Josh Palmer. I think Johnston is probably a better bet than Palmer. just in terms of having the better chance for the big game. I'll throw Palmer in there, though. What the hell? He's the one I got wrong this year. I thought he was going to have a massive season. He really didn't. We'll just put him. We'll put him at 2 in the captain. Let's leave it like that. And then let's apply. Let's run the Sims. Bo Nix, Gus Edwards. I don't mind. Look, there is a path where Gus Edwards goes nuts tonight. It doesn't feel to me like the most optimal path, like the most likely path, but there's definitely a path. They like to run the ball. If Denver has trouble stopping them, they're going to keep going to it. But I think Vidal is the better play than Edwards is overall. I think there's more upside there. I do not trust Javonte. TJ asked me this. I don't know how many times we've asked this question about Javonte. I do not trust Javonte Williams ever. I think it's always been a bad play every week in the NFL this season. He had the one game against New Orleans earlier, but that was it. He never gets there. We don't even know that it's his job more than it is Estime. So I am not going to be doing the Javonte Williams thing in any major way. If I end up with a lineup or 2, no big deal. No problem. I'm fine with it. I'm not going to go crazy about that, but I'm not going to go out my way and force him in a bunch of places. Okay, so let's see. McConkey, Josh Palmer, and we do have Quentin Johnston in 1. Who else are we missing? And let's just go by projections and see what we've got here. You can see the Sheets' projections are pretty damn close, but it does make a little difference when you use them like this. And I'm going to say 50. Again, I don't want to go leaving 10,000 on the table on FanDuel because you don't really need to as much, but it still is that kind of a slate. And let's do this. I want some of the kickers. We'll put a couple of we're going to make sure we have at least the kickers in. So wait, let me just go by position. This is the easiest way to do this. Why can I not find position? There it is. All right, let's go down to the bottom. Kickers and defenses, I want a minimum of at least one of all these things. And the Chargers defense, I might even go a little bit higher. So let's try this. We're going to apply. We're going to run the Sims again. Let's see our flex positions, exposure. We have to run the Sims before we. Oh, wait, let's run the Sims. All right. 54-3. Where did that come from? Did I type that in? That was an accident. All right. Let's see where that leaves us. And then I'm going to have to get out of here. What's going with Vele? What does that mean? I don't have any idea what that means. Nothing is going on. I don't understand what that question is. He's a rookie. He's a rookie receiver. He's going to have games where he doesn't score, and he's going to have games where he does. I don't know what that question is. All right. Chargers tight end. Which tight end? I'm playing both their tight ends. I just showed all my exposures, TJ. So we can go through that again. But I just showed. I'm showing all of my exposure right now. So there's really nothing else that I'm hiding from anybody. So that's pretty much what it is. Yeah, you can see I want to be well overweight these kickers and the defenses tonight. Let's make sure we are just at least overweight and then rebuild one last time. Then I can fix my basketball limit at 25. Okay, this is the flex. So, and then let's go down. We want at least 25 of position. And we go down to the bottom. I really like being overweight all of these things tonight. I just think it makes the most sense for this kind of a game. All right, so let's see. We applied, let's rebuild. And then we will run with Sim. And then I'm going to have to jump back over to basketball for my own stuff. All right. Kickers and defenses, don't think. I'm doing it, Rody. Let's go. Kickers and defenses. Let's go. We're going to get after it. All right, let's see what we got in just a minute. I'm only running 2,000 for a single game here right now. I usually run 5, but hopefully Sheets' projections, leaving a little bit on the table. I mean, you know what? Let's make this a little different. I'm just going to get a little gamble in me. Not even huge, just a little bit. And then I'm going to run the Sims and then get back out. Get back over there. All right. All right. Anybody else? Any other questions and thoughts? I would pop back over to DraftKings, but every time I do, it keeps losing my build, and I don't want to do that. So I'm going to run this Sim. We're going to upload to FanDuel, and then I'm going to go back and probably do it again right before the game starts, just in case anything happens, because you never know. You never know. All right, let's see what we got. And I'll show you my MVPs, and then we'll go to the overall exposures. Again, I don't play it on as much. I like that they run these $9 tournaments, but like I said, I just tied for the one with 100,000 people the other day, but literally 10,000 of us tied with it. I like getting this Charger defensive ownership. Remember, these are not the real ownership things. The Gus Edwards thing I'm okay with because his price is so much more than Vidal. So I'd rather play more Vidal on DraftKings, more Edwards on FanDuel, because it's going to be against the grain, and that's what I'm looking for on this kind of a slate. All right, leaving 1,500 on the table. Nice. That makes perfect sense to me, Joanne. If you're playing one high-stake DK lineup, how much will you leave on the table for real? Probably a couple thousand. That would be the answer. Probably 2,000 or so. Let's run the sim. And then I've got to go and edit my basketball lineups ASAP. And I just want to do it. Here we go. And you can see my min destination ROI is not as high. I'm willing to gamble. You're trying to win a tournament with 100,000 people, picking 5 players. Let's gamble. I don't care that my min destination is not the most desirable. All right. So we're going to save this to contest. I'm going to do it twice because sometimes it doesn't go through the first time. All right. I'm going to do this. I'm going to upload this CSV. And then maybe I can do the NBA on air CSV edit. I already put my, shoot, I'm going to have to do the NBA so soon. 1, 2, dash. All right. And then FanDuel, LA Chargers, that's 423. That's us. Okay. Edit the 50 entries. And before we get in trouble with FanDuel, but that'll just show a few of them. Yeah, leaving some money on the table feels totally reasonable to me tonight. So I'm very happy with that. All right, now I'm just going to go back and edit doing my late swap. Anybody who plays NBA should be late swapping before everything. I'm not going to do this. I'm going to refresh first. Let's refresh. And then we're going to go late swap. And I'm going to go 49 because it's NBA, because I do not like leaving money on the table in NBA. We are going to swap 31 lineups out now. And let's see what we end up with. Is there any chance we don't end up with 100% of Dinwiddie? I know we're supposed to be talking about NFL, but that's what we got. 3,500 is fine. On this kind of slate, red, I think that's totally fine to leave 3,500. If you want a quick look at some of my NBA stuff, NFL stuff, you can see like I'm leaving 34, 35. Mostly it seems to be the 270, left on that one. 62, 56. So there's plenty of ways to get different over here. All right. So let's see what we get. It's going to be 100% Dinwiddie. It's got to be. I don't really know how you avoid this. Look at the value at the 11x. What lineup doesn't have Dinwiddie? Let's just lock him in. I don't know. Why do I have any without Dinwiddie? Okay, and let's run the sim. And then I have more sheet than I want. I might manually lower it again. I don't mind it. It's just I feel like there's other plays out there that I like. You can see I ended up with a ton of Asar Thompson in the early games. Jason Tatum I'm getting to a little bit more than I planned on. I guess it's just that amount of value opens up. You kind of have to take some of those stands. All right, so we've got it won't give me 100%. Oh, maybe I used up all those positions on the first. That's weird if I did. Sorry, one lineup might be down the drains then. All right, I'm going to swap these. Oh, I have to do it again. There it is. That looks more like it. Wait, hold on. Let me just make sure I got my one thing. We're going to play Karl Anthony Towns 30%. We're going to play Wemby at least 30%. And we are going to play Julius Randle at least 30%. All right. 3-0. Where is Randle? 3-0. And a prediction is Saberson. Yep. Okay. Rebuild swaps, build lineups, and let's see what we got. Hit that like button, guys. Appreciate everything. I appreciate you guys tuning in for both shows. We'll be back at it again tomorrow for NBA, and then back Saturday for football. I'll be there in the morning. We'll be back Sunday for football. I'll be there in the morning. And we'll also have all of my exposures, all the things I'm doing. That should be uploaded tomorrow, maybe late in the day. Saturday morning at the very latest, and let's get after it this week. Let's freaking go. Let's make some money. I'm excited. Rody likes Hurst. I'm okay with Hurst completely. I didn't get to maybe as much of him so far, but I'm open to the idea. I still like Stone Smart though too. And that guy's actually a reasonable target. Oh, come on. You're not going to – I literally make 3 swaps and you can't give me 30% Julius Randle? Get the F out of here. I hate this stuff. I freaking hate it. Why can't I get to 30 to higher ownership on that? Why? What the hell is that? Why? I don't like that. I want to get Randle. I'm actually going to up it even a little higher. How about that? I believe vengeance is in his heart, boys. I believe it is. And let's rebuild, and then we're going to run the Sims one more time. Ugh, we're just going to be getting it under the wire here. All right. Dinwiddie, Clay, and Marshall and single entry DK. Nope, not at all too many. Hopefully the right ones for you, but that's there. There's no too many of Dallas tonight. Most of mine would have 3. Oh, I also like PJ Washington. God damn it. I forget that doesn't save my exposures coming over. I like PJ Washington a lot, actually. Let's see what we get to. Come on. This is not – oh, I got there finally. Now I've got to run this in. All right. I should probably have gotten off air for this. All right, let's run the sim, and then we're just going to have to stick with what we got here. No problem. Happy to help out, Red. Happy to help out whenever I can. There we go, Julius Randle. It's going to be less than that, though. And the one thing I want to make sure, though, is the Karl Anthony Towns, too. Give me a break with this shit. I know that game doesn't start quite yet anyway, but I'm going to have to do something. But I can swap that one later. Okay. All right. 12-19. DK main 429. Okay. So we got it in just under the wire, but I'm going to probably have to make another edit after this, and you should have some room. All right, 3 Dallas men for MJ. I don't mind that at all. I'm going to say good luck to everybody. Yeah, lock. I did say lock. It's a lock button on Dinwiddie for me tonight, as long as he's starting. And even if he's not, I think it's still probably a lock button. All right, guys. Good luck to everybody tonight. Crush it. I'll be in the Discord.